Hello everyone and welcome to yet another video in this channel. In this channel I usually do some tactics, some gameplay tactics to show you how to play tactically to flank the enemies and so on, but today I'm gonna show you how to execute those tactics. Of course I'm gonna keep doing videos of these tactics, but now you need to learn how to aim, how to win your gunfights and so on. So in this video I'm gonna show you how to improve your aim, how to win gunfights basically in this game. And I can advise you from the beginning that if you have access to control freaks or you can buy them, I highly advise you to use these in any FPS game, like any shooting game, because they are going to improve your sensitivity, they are going to improve your precision, your accuracy, as well as your recoil control. With that out of the way, we can start going through the settings that you need to use, some ideas like the pre-aiming, the pre-firing, the recoil control, and so on, and then we can go for some drills and so on. So for the settings, we can go to the settings right here, and we need just to do one thing in the gameplay section. You can go all the way down, and you can find here the additional field of vision, and it's pretty amazing. I bumped it up all the way to 25, and the additional field of vision while aiming as well. So if you can notice the difference once it's 0, it's pretty much zoomed in, yeah, so you cannot see all your surroundings, so it's basically zoomed in. Once it's 25, you can notice that it's gonna be a huge difference in your field of vision, of course. So that's what it says, as you can see, while aiming and just while looking. Yep. And now we can go to the control section. In the control section, there are multiple ways to improve these. For example, at the beginning, we can see the camera sensitivity. I highly advise you to bump your camera sensitivity all the way to 20, and your aiming sensitivity, it's better to be at max if you are pretty much comfortable. If it's not, then it's okay. For me, it's 13. I'm trying to bump it up to 20 or whatever, but it's going slowly in this range. 13, I feel it's the best sensitivity for me, and the sensitivity is just for you. Choose the sensitivity that you are comfortable with. And the second thing is the controller vibration. I highly recommend that you turn off your controller vibration, so because it's gonna mess up your aim just by a little bit, but you might need that small precision to make your shot perfect. And the dead zones, I highly recommend that the right stick, which is the one that you are aiming your gun with, should be at 0. But if you have a weird controller or just an old controller, then you can bump it up to 1 or 2 or 3 according to your according to the situation of your controller, if it's so messed up or if it's decent. For me, I have a good controller, so it's 0. And the left stick dead zone, it doesn't matter because it's the stick that you are moving with. It's better to be 0, but if it's messing up your movement, then just put it on 2 or 3, because once I put it at 0, I can notice my character is doing some weird small moves. That's why I guess my controller is pretty messed up in the left stick. So this is why I'm using the 3. And once we go down, we can see the aim assist right here, and I highly advise that aim assist to be on. What the aim assist is, if we go out, I can see that I was not aiming precisely at the target. For example, I know that I'm gonna be aiming right here, okay? Once I take it out, you see that it locks in directly on the target, but on PvP encounters, it's not gonna lock as much as this, but it's gonna lock, and it's gonna help you so dramatically. And that's it basically in the settings of the division. However, I can advise you to flip the buttons as I am doing right here. So you can go to your PlayStation settings and accessibility, and then you can go to button assignments and flip the R1 with the R2 and the L1 with the L2, of course, because those milliseconds that you are going to take to push the L2 and the R2 to shoot or to aim, those milliseconds count with your ping and with so on. So you need to press a button as quick as possible and to be responsive as quick as possible in shooting and aiming. And that's it. That's the final setting that I'm gonna show you. We're gonna move on to the ideas and mindsets, the recoil control and so on. So let's move on to the next part. And now the next part, we're gonna go through the recoil control. I'm gonna give you some advices on how to control the recoil, and then we're gonna go through the centering and pre-aiming and pre-firing as well. So at the beginning, the recoil control. The recoil is when your gun goes up like this. I'm gonna use the eagle better because it has a higher recoil. This is where your gun goes up like this, like straightforward line. So for example, if I'm aiming at the wall, you're gonna see it goes up. So how to counter this? Okay, there are multiple ways to counter this, but there is one effective way, and there is some runner-ups. At first, you can just burst fire, just like this. Just burst fire, and the other thing, you can just counter this movement with your stick. So you need to pull your stick down like this. Now I am pulling my stick down, and basically it's a laser beam. So it's pretty simple. You just need to hold your right stick, which is the one you are aiming with, just a little bit down. According to the gun, of course. If you are using a good gun, for example, if I'm using the M4, it doesn't have too much recoil, if you can see. So it's pretty much because I am using too much stability on it, which is gonna lead me to my next point. If you cannot control the recoil with your left stick, then you can go and use the attachments for stability. For example, in the Eagle Better, it's an exotic. I cannot change the attachments, but it has an attachment with 10% stability, but it's not enough for this gun. However, on the M4, you can change all these attachments to gain more stability. For example, in the scope, 5% stability. In the foregrip, it's 10%. In the muzzle, it's 20%. And you can change here as well 20% stability, but I highly don't recommend that. 20 rounds is very much important than 20% stability, because I'm gonna show you the next trick to gain above that stability with 30%. So for example, here you can see this is the previous results, and this is the new result. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm using the Eagle Better. I messed up. This is the new result, and I am not pulling on the left stick or whatsoever. So it's basically a laser beam. And there is another thing. If you can go to the specialization here, there is a good specialization for controlling the recoil. If you can go to the sharpshooter specialization, you can see that there is a perk here that gives you a 30% increased weapon stability, reduces recoil and faster acquisition of targets, which is pretty much 30% stability. If I am using that, that would be amazing as well. That would be a laser beam. So these are the stuffs, the things that you can improve your recoil with. And that's it. And now we are going to move to another important, very important point, and it is centering. What does it mean, centering? Centering, it basically works as in every shooting game, in Call of Duty, PUBG, Division, in every shooting game. You need to have a good centering. What does it mean, centering? You need to keep the targets in the center of your screen. So once you aim, you are just locked in on the target. For example, like here, that's it, because it's in the center of my screen. If I am like this, I aim like this, and then I try to grab my aim and just aim at him again, that's taking too much time. It's not very good. So I need just to keep it in the center of my screen, and boom, that's it. For example, I'm gonna aim on the second guy right there. Oh, okay, I messed up. I aimed at the third guy. Okay, the second guy is just right here, and then boom. This is the centering. This is very important because you need to have a very good reflexes. You don't need to aim like right here, and then just grab the aim and just put it on the target, because the target is not fixed, it's moving, and you need to be very fast with that. So centering is very important. And to apply this in a real combat, the centering, I mean, you need to keep the center of your screen where do you think the enemies will be. Like for example, right here, boom, and that's it. For example, if I think that they are right there, and that's it. If they think they're coming from the left, boom, or the right, I'm sorry. If I think that they are coming from this side, then I keep looking on this side right here. So if they come, I aim at them directly, I look at them. If I think they are on the top, for example, right here, I go up, and then boom, like here, and that's it. Basically, it's not that hard. Okay, so for example, there is the boost here. I think they are coming from the from that side, so I keep my vision on that side. So I move with my left stick, and then I keep centering with my right, and they are right here, and then boom, that's it. I shoot them. So simple. You can see, for example, I keep centering on the enemies like this. I keep him in the center of my screen. So when I want to shoot him, I shoot him like this. And that's it, basically. Now we can go to the next part. Now the next point, which is pre-aiming. Pre-aiming, for example, if you are around the corner, like here, like for example here, there is a corner, and you know there is a guy behind the corner. You need to pre-aim. You don't need to go like running like this and then aim. I mean, in this game it works, but in other games it doesn't work, because you don't have too much health or too much armor. So you need to for example, there is a wall right here, and you know there is a guy, or there is supposed to be a guy right there. So you need to pre-aim and just move slowly, and then shoot the guy, basically. And that's it. And this is pre-aiming. What does it mean, pre-aiming? Like for example, I'm trying to pre-aim these guys, and then I continue my aiming, and then I shoot, and that's it. This is pre-aiming, basically. The next point is pre-firing. Pre-firing is not very effective in this game because, of course, of the high armor, of the high survivability. But if you are playing some faster time to kill games, then you need to pre-fire. Pre-fire. What does it mean, pre-fire? You know that there is someone behind the cover. Okay, so before you get out of cover, you need to start firing, just like this. If the time to kill was 1 second or whatsoever, this guy would be dead before you get out of cover, or before he notices you. And now we'll move through the drills that you can do to improve your aim, as well as your stability and so on, your recoil control and everything that I said before. And the division gives us the amazing shooting range that we can do our training in. And basically these drills are separated in 4 small drills that you can do, that you can separate and train on. For example, at the beginning, I highly advise you to shoot at static targets, which are for example, this target, which is not moving. And then you can shoot on the moving targets, the one that is right there, or you can try with the NPCs in the missions, or in for example in the open world. And then you can try to aim for the head, because it's the most deadliest point of the body, because you're gonna get a 55 headshot damage, as you can see right here. It's very deadly to aim at the head, but it's very hard as well. It's not that easy. And then you can just keep going on your range, so you can improve your range with the accuracy, of course. And for the final drill, you just need to repeat all the previous drills while moving, or we can call it strafing, because strafing means that once you are shooting, you need to be moving on your left and on your right, so you will not be an easy target to be shot. For example, if we are controlling the recoil and aiming for the head and moving at the same time, it would be a very hard exercise to do. So as you can see, I was missing some shots there, but I got it done. And don't forget, this is a static target. It's not moving. So once the target is moving, it's not that easy. So we need to be moving, aiming at the head, and aiming at the body, of course. See, now I have missed some shots right there. And of course, as you can see in these cutscenes of my gameplay, you can see that I'm strafing. I'm trying to aim for the head or the body or the upper body, of course. And I'm just trying to win these gunfights with my gun, not with my skills, but no judgment here. So yeah, once you can do all of these things together, you will win gunfights. I'm not gonna tell you that you will win every gunfight, because it depends on your build, it depends on your connection as well, but you're gonna do better. You just need to keep training and you will be good. You need to improve every day and so on. And the advices that I gave you, they are not just for this game. They are, as I told you in the beginning, they are for every shooting game. Every shooting game works the same almost. If you are using your gun, if you are using like specific things in the game, like the skills, for example, in this game, then that's a different story. But if you are using your gun, that's basic for every game. This is the ultimate guide that you need. If you have a problem with something, please let me know. That would be so amazing to have contact with you guys. And just leave a comment down below, and please don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. Have a nice one. Peace.